once again, welcome to Mima's Crafts. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet this beautiful and simple handbag here. It is very nice and also very easy to crochet, okay? So this is our bag, okay? This is the inside of the bag and it is very firm, okay? And this is the bottom, okay? So let's see what we're going to need for us to make this bag. So you're going to need a crochet hook. I used a 6mm crochet hook. You're also going to need a scissors, stitch markers. I used about 7 of them. You're also going to need a tapestry needle. You're also going to need sewing thread, a needle for the button. You're also going to need a button. This is a button which is about 20mm in diameter button. You're also going to need this small metal rings here for the handle. Okay, and if you don't have this, you can just attach the handle straight to the back. You're also going to need macrame. This is macrame here that I used, and it is about 3mm thick. If you don't have macrame but you have t-shirt yarn, it can still do fine. Okay, so this is what I used. Okay, so let's begin. So I'm going to begin with a chain of 16. This is my slip knot. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just going to continue and come back with a chain of 16. So this is my chain of 16. So to begin the first round, I'm going to skip the first chain from the hook, this one, and then set into the second and do 1 single crochet in your stems. Okay, so here I'm going to put a stitch marker. You find that I have 7 stitch markers here, 3 blue, 3 red, and this one green. Okay, this one here is different from this because it is going to be marking the starting point. Okay, so I'm going to put this one here. This is the start of our round. Okay, so I'm going to continue with 1 single crochet in each chain, okay, up until we are towards the end of our chains. Okay, I'm just going to continue. Let's meet in this last chain. Okay, so I'm left with this 1 chain. Okay, so instead of putting 1 single crochet, I'm going to put 5 single crochets. Okay, so in the same chain. Okay, so that's 1. Okay, again in the same chain, 2. So I'm going to put a stitch marker in the second here, the second single crochet from that chain. Okay, 3, 4, okay, and then the 5th one, 5. Okay, so now we turn and then we're going to start inserting our hook at the back of the chains. Okay, so I've been inserting through these holes here, okay, and putting 1 single crochet. Okay, so in this one, 1 single crochet, in the following, okay, like that. So I'm just going to continue. Let's meet towards the end in this one. So I'm left with this last one here. Okay, so in this one I'm going to put 4 single crochets. Okay, I'm also assuming that this first single crochet is coming from this one to make them 5, just like we did the other side. Okay, so I'm going to put 4. Okay, so that's 1, then 2. So I'm going to put a stitch marker in the second, 3. Okay, another stitch marker. So the last one, try to make it fit. Okay, 4th. Okay, so this is my first round. Okay, so moving on to the second round, this is the first stitch, so just remove the marker, and then I'm going to put 1 single crochet like that. I'm going to put back the marker, then I'm going to continue with 1 single crochet in the following stitches which do not have stitch markers. Okay, so that's 1 single crochet in each. I'm just going to continue. Let's meet in the stitch. So here you remove your stitch marker. I'm going to put 2 single crochets in that stitch. 1. Okay, put back the stitch marker in the first one of the increase. Okay, again in the same stitch I'm going to put another single crochet like this. Okay, so I've added this other stitch here. Okay, 2 stitches from 1 stitch. So I move on to the next one and repeat what I just did. 1, then 2, 1, and then 2. Okay, so here we've added 3 stitches. Okay, that's 1, 2, and 3. So I'm just going to continue 1 single crochet, and let's meet back here. So I will put in 1 in each. Okay, 1 single crochet in each of these stitches which do not have stitch markers. Here again I repeat what we did on this other curve. Put 2 single crochets in each stitch. 1, put back the stitch marker in the first, then again in the same stitch you put another 1, 2. Okay, and move on to the next one. It's 1, 2. Then I come here. This is the last stitch of our second round. Like this. Okay, so we've just completed the second round. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next round, the third round, and with the third round we're just going to repeat what we just did with the second round. Okay, so let's just do that, repeating what we did with this one, and then come back. Okay, so we now have 48 stitches. Okay, so we're going to remove these stitch markers. We no longer need them. We're just going to remain with this one that is marking the starting point. So we're going to maintain 48 stitches up until we finish the back. So here now we want to introduce another stitch. It's more like a spike stitch but slightly different. So what we're going to be doing here is, this is the first stitch, so I'm just going to remove the stitch marker like that. Okay, so instead of inserting my hook in here, I'm going to go, okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, and then here in the foundation line, okay, I'm going to set here. Okay, so it's much easier to remove your hook here, then insert your hook there, then pull up a very long loop. Okay, to the height of the working round like this. Okay, so here, and then work the normal single crochet like this. Okay, so I'm going to put back the stitch marker like this. So I move on into the next. So this is the next stitch. So here again I move here. Then pull up a long loop to the working round. Okay, like this. Set my hook here, and then work a normal single crochet. So you then skip the stitch, okay, behind. So move on to the next one. So I come here, pull it to the working level, move on into the next one. Move on into the next. Okay, so you just grab your yarn from the back, pull it through, I'm just going to continue here. Let's meet in this stitch here when you reach this stitch. Okay, so now we're here. So I'm going to go on into the stitch. Then I'm going to go on in the same, okay, because all of these stitches we're assuming they are coming from this one chain here, okay, the foundation chain. So I'm just going to keep on inserting my hook in this one, okay. Like this. So for the next two stitches I'm going to insert my hook at the top, like that, so that we do not congest this hole here, the space, this one. Okay, now again we move on to this one, go back, right, go back again, like that. Then again the next two stitches I'm going to do one single crochets at the top of the working round, like this. Now we move on to this one again, pull up a long loop, this one, so as you pull this one, make sure that you're not pulling this stitch, okay, make sure you're pulling the working yarn, okay. Make sure that it's not too loose. like that. Okay, so this one is going to come from this space again. Okay, so I think we're done with this curve. So these stitches I'm going to go on insert back again into the same spaces that I was inserting for this side. Okay, so just continue. For this one I'm going to come in here, then pull up a long loop, single crochet. Okay, this one I'm going to come in this one, so I'm just going to continue. Okay, just inserting our hook into these spaces. Okay, so let's meet back here in this one at the curve here, this one. Okay, so we're back here. Okay, so we're going to do all the stitches coming from the same space, just like we did with the other side. Okay, so here for the stitch I'm going to insert here. Okay, as well as this one. Now in this one we're going to work in the working round as well as this one. These two are going to come from here. And these two the last stitch of the round. So this is the base of our bag. Okay, and it is very firm, and you can use this type of stitch for other bags also if you want the base to be very firm. Okay, so now we want to do slip stitch right round, and then we start crocheting the sides of the bag. So here I'm going to do slip stitch. Don't forget to put back the stitch marker, slip stitch. Also make sure that you count your stitches, that they are 48, and if they are not, that means you left a stitch somewhere. So make sure that you maintain the same number of stitches and that you don't skip a stitch. So I'm just going to continue with slip stitch right round up until I'm back here. So this is the best of our bag. Now we move on to the sides. Okay, so if you turn your best, you find that we have 3 loops here. This is the slip stitch that we did, and this is the normal stitch. Okay, so now we're going to be working with single crochet. So I'm going to skip this slip stitch at the edge here, and then set your hook like that, and then you do 1 single crochet, put back the stitch marker, come into the next, this one, 1 single crochet here, so we're leaving the slip stitch. So I'm just going to continue with 1 single crochet in each stitch right round up until I'm back here. So I've just completed my first round of the sides of single crochet, this one. So now moving on to the next round, we're going to do single crochet again as well as the third one. So just be putting 1 single crochet in each stitch, 1 single crochet in each stitch right round, so I'm just going to continue with 1 single crochet right round up until the second round is done, and then I'm going to repeat again and do the third round and then come back. So we now have 3 rounds, 1 2 3. So now we want to do what we did with the base of the bag. So we're going to come here, so you find that the first round we want to insert our hooks in at the base of the first round, okay, here just beside the slip stitch. So instead of inserting my hook in here, let's remove the stitch marker. I'm going to count 1 2 3. So in here, then I'm going to pull up my yarn. Make sure that you don't lose the stitch to the working round. And then do 1 single crochet. So you find that we have these stitches here at the base, so we're just going to be inserting each one of the stitches right round Okay, we're going to be working into these stitches, not these ones at the top. So here for the next stitch, this one, we inserted our hook here, so I move on into the next one, this one. So we're going at the foundation of 3 rounds down below. Okay, so we have one round, 2 rounds, 3 round. So at the beginning of our stitches here, that's where we're inserting our hooks. Come into the next. Make sure that at the bottom here you don't skip a stitch. This way we maintain 48 stitches. So I'm just going to continue right round. Here we are not going to do what we did here, because here now each stitch has got a corresponding stitch in this foundation round. Okay, so you just continue putting 1 1 1 1 up until you're back here. So here this curve, we're just going to continue Okay, so I'm left with one stitch, this one. Also here at the bottom I'm left with one stitch. So my fourth round is done. So it's sort of like we've bundled up the 3 rounds. So now I have 4 rounds. So moving on, we go on to repeat from the start here up until we're here. So we're going to be repeating round 1 up to round 4. So that means in the next round it's going to be single crochet. In the next round it's going to be single crochet, 1 single crochet in each stitch. Make sure that you don't forget to put back the stitch marker. 1 single crochet in each stitch, right round. So you do 1 round, 2, and then 3 rounds of single crochet, just like we did here. We did 1, 2, 3 rounds of single crochet, and then the 4th one, it was this spike stitch. So 3 rounds of single crochet, and then the 4th one you do single crochet, you do spike stitch, sorry. So now you find that the next spike stitch will be inserting our hook here for the 4th round. The 4th round that we're going to do here, which is the 8th round, we'll be inserting our hook here, just like we were doing here at the bottom. So you do 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th one, you insert your hook here. Okay, so let's do that up until we have 16 rounds. Okay, so right now we have 4, and this is the 5th. So let's do that up until we have 16 rounds and then come back. Welcome back. So I now have 16 rounds. Okay, so here you'll find that we sort of have a little gap in between. It's because that is where we're beginning our round. Okay, this one. So this is the other side. Okay, so now we want to do the final rounds. Okay, and then we put the handles. Okay, so here we're going to introduce another stitch, which is slip stitch. Okay, so I'm going to do slip stitch in the back loop only. Okay, so this is the front loop and this is the back loop. Okay, so I'm going to do slip stitch like that. Then I put back the stitch marker here. Okay, so insert your hook, pull a loop, then pull it through again. Set your hook, pull up a loop, and then pull it. Okay, so I'm just going to do this right round. Let's meet back here. Okay, so I'm going to do 1 more round of slip stitch to finish up and then come back. So here I've already cut my yarn. So you pull it through. You want to fasten off here. Okay, so I'm just going to hide this thread inside. Okay, then come back. So this is our back so far. Okay, the inside is very nice and very firm. So since we have a seam line here, this is going to be the back side and this side is going to be the front side. Okay, so now I want to do the handle. So for the handle, we're going to leave a tail like this one for us to be able to attach the handle to the back. So I'm going to do 2 chains. This is the slip knot. So that's 1 chain, 2 chain. So I'm going to insert my hook into the first chain that we did. Skip this one and work 1 single crochet. Okay, so I'm going to turn, and then you see this small bump here. I'm going to insert my hook into that, pull through like that, and then pull through. So I'm going to turn again. You find that we now have 2 bumps. So I'm going to insert through those 2 bumps the small back loops. Okay, and over and pull through. Turn again. Those 2 little back loops or bumps, and over, pull through the first 2 loops, and over again, pull through the last 2 loops. You turn again, insert into those 2 back loops. They're a bit small. Okay, insert again. So I'm just going to continue repeating this pattern up until I have a handle of about 60 centimeters in length. If you want it to be longer, you just increase the length. It's still fine. Okay, so this is our cord so far. So I'm just going to go on and continue and then come back. Here's our handle. Okay, so it's about 55 centimeters. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is, here at the end I'm going to leave another tail, and then here I'm going to pull it out like this. So we have 2 ends, this one and this one. Then we have these 2 tails here. So here, the one that we began with, I'm just going to remove this knot at the beginning. Okay. Okay, so that it is a bit more similar to this one. Okay, so now I have these 2 metal rings here. So I'm going to come here, okay, and then I'm going to put 2 stitch markers at each far end. Just make sure that it is flat here. So here at one end, I'm going to put this one. Then here, I'm going to put another one. I'm going to come I'm going to come here and attach the ring onto the bag. Okay, okay, so we have this one, okay, like this. So I'm going to do again on this one, and then here I'm going to fasten off these ends and then come back. Okay, so I've attached these metal rings, so this is where we're going to attach our handle. Okay, so I'm going to come here, So just find somewhere to insert your hook, and then just needle, sorry. Like that. Okay. Let's just do one more time. Okay, so we've attached the handle like this. So now to fasten this tail off, I'm going to hide it inside the handle neatly. Okay. If you want, you can bend the end here so that it doesn't unravel. So I'm just going to cut here. Okay, like that. So we have our handle on this side. So I'm just going to repeat how we joined the other one, and then I'm going to join this one. Make sure that your handle is not twisted as you join this side. Okay, welcome back. So we now have our handles. Okay, so if you want with this bag, you can just attach a zipper here. You can look at my other pairs that I did, the black one, where I show you how to attach a zipper onto a bag directly without putting the lining. Okay, so this one I have a small button that we could just put here. Okay, so I'm just going to go on at the center of the bag. So here, from here to here, I have 22 stitches. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I'm going to attach this small button here. Okay, so I'm just going to use a needle and thread, attach it, and then come back. So here, I'm going to make a chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so what we want is that this chain should be able to wrap around the button like this, then come back here. Okay, so just going to remove 2. Okay, so now I'm going to come here, going to cut, going to come here, okay, Okay, so I'm going to remove this. So I'm just going to tie here, and then I'm going to fasten this off inside the bag. Okay, so I'll hide this inside the bag. Okay, make sure that here it's neat. Welcome back. So I fastened off the ends. Okay, so this is our buttonhole. Just clip it like that. Nice, right? This is a bag, and I love it. It's nice, it's simple, and it's very firm. This is the inside. Okay, if you want, you can line the bag with lining and then put a zipper. Okay, thank you for watching Mima's Crafts. Please do subscribe, like, and comment for more videos. Also do share, and if you have any questions, please do ask in the comment section below. Thank you.